culture vital and important in a society? Very simple answer. Culture is important because it is the reflection of people. And who are these people? How do you know that? It is from the way they dress, from the food they eat, and the way they look. You will pick out the kind of person they are, where they come from. When you see an African anywhere dressed in an African cultural attire, it is very simple to identify that person. Or the way they speak, you know, this person is an African. Even in the African countries, we have different countries in the African nation. And there you can identify which of the country that the person represents. For instance, when a Ghanaian speaks English, their English is different from the Nigerian English. And we are very close. So what's the thing that actually makes you an identity simple? That is your culture. Find out more why culture is very, very important. How embarrassing it is when you cannot represent yourself. Is a shame. We are going to schools. We are going to Cultural Day, and some of them are sick. They want to take home. Why? Because none of them could represent their culture. None of them could identify themselves apart from the dress codes and the food. It was so embarrassing. Oh yes, we are going to see that tonight. We are also going to see celebrations and interviews of people who knows about this culture. We are going to get counter reaction. Those people that feel that culture is not very important. We are moving on. We are in a global world. We're in a jet age. Culture should go to hell. Let's improve. Let's be Oyibo. Oyibo still get their own language. No wonder we have the British English and the German English. Everybody, they struggle for their own. Which one now we go use? But Nigeria here, we don't even have which one now we go use. Are you getting me? When you get to Germany, you speak British English. They won't accept. So, speak for Nigeria. When somebody comes into Nigeria, which of the English do you? Yeah. Now we the mix up. All right, I'm not forgetting. I'm gonna ask your favorite, your lovely, your one and only Esther Shine of your favorite show, the Boldest TV show. Good evening. This night is loaded. Oh yes, fully loaded. Oh yes, and please call your families, call your friends. Don't tell them that the Boldest TV show is on right away, and they should get set until we come back from the break. Continue and roll on this train tonight. Please, as we go on a short break.
Step into your next level of business. Be bold to acquire a skill. Be daring in your career. Inspire others with what you have and have a nice time. Watch your favorite TV show, the Boldest TV show on Go TV channel 107 with your host, Esther Okiesie, aka ST Shine, every Sunday by 4 p.m. Get more updates by subscribing and follow our YouTube channel, Instagram and Facebook. We sell, deliver, we are bold, the boldest.
Welcome back to our favorite show, the Boldest TV show. We are going to kickstart with the cultural display of a school. We had other schools, but because of time, I'm going to show you just one school. And I will tell you the story of the other school. Welcome back to your favorite show, the Boldest TV show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I love that Edo, very calm dance. Cha cha cha, cha cha cha, cha cha cha, cha cha cha. You know, that is the dance of a royalty. They're not they stress themselves. They do a small. Cha cha cha, cha cha cha. Over talk way, okay, and also Iwo Kwenu, Kwezeno, Urobowado, Ijakiriwado. They performed very, very well. Yoruba, they really tried. Their song, their dance step, everything was superb. You guys tried. Hausa, Inakwana. You people tried. You all tried. The kids were wonderful. They did very, very well. So we want to look outside the box. We have seen the dances, the attires, and we saw the presentation. But unfortunately, even the teacher could not speak the language which she represents. Not even the students, apart from one boy really surprised me. I guess that should be the Urobo boy or so, you know. But the others were speaking English. Excuse me. So because we want to discuss outside the box, when I mean outside the box, we have seen the different cultures. It was entertaining, it was fun. But let's see the implication of underrepresenting these cultures. Because if you want to introduce yourself to a total stranger, you have to do it very well so the person can know you more and well. So let's see some of the interviews we interviewed on this particular topic. Importance of culture, how it helps in development of the society, and why Nigeria is where we are right now. Please join me as we roll into the interview segment. Watch and learn. Hello, and this is your babe Esther BSA, aka Esther Shine, of your favorite show, the BOLDEST TV show. I am here in the of my guest, a guest that is going to treat this matter with us, the matter we have been talking about, which is the culture that we have decided to throw away. Let's see how we can revive it. Let's see the causes of throwing away this culture, the importance of this culture, and if it is revivable. I'm with Chief Chris Obiose. He is a very respectable traditionalist. He is a Christian actually, but he has been on this show, if you remember this face, yes, and he told us a lot. He taught us a lot about Christmas and the reasons for celebration of Christmas, the history behind the history. And tonight he's here to give us a clip, an idea, and way forward to what we are suffering right now in Nigeria, if possible in Africa. Welcome, sir. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How do you do? You look good, sir. Why are you laughing? You really look good.
All right, thank you.
Oh my God, and I love your outfit.
All right, thank you.
They're really catchy. I want you to throw more light on what culture is.
Thank you.
And the importance of culture.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Culture embraces the total way of life of a people. The way they view the universe. The things that we make, that's a material culture. Our beliefs, the things that we do, how we marry, how we cook, how we farm, the implements that we make, the belief system that support whatever we do. It's the totality of the way of life of a people. It's all embracing. There's a tendency for some people to think of dress as culture. That is not correct. That is a minute aspect of culture.
Wow, thank you so much. It has started. Lord, it has begun.
Most of these things we put on are symbolic.
Symbolic.
If, for instance,
Like gives you identity, right?
your culture tells whom you are.
Okay.
For instance, when we talk of social institutions, in every society there are several social institutions, and there are cultural groups. For instance, in Anyocha, starting from the youth, we have the youth group, we have young women, the leader of women, we have Ekbala, the red cap chiefs, we have the traditional honorary chiefs, we have traditional chiefs, we have Onroad, we have the king or traditional ruler. Now each of these groups, they have things that they use, material that they use to symbolize what their culture or what that stage of life signifies. For instance, talking of chieftaincy, in Anyocha and Anyoma area, if a person wears a red cap, it's supposed to be to symbolize vigor. Red is the color of blood. It symbolizes life. And it is only who have reached a certain stage of recognition in the society who depended upon by the society to be able to defend that society that are entitled to wear the red cap.
Okay.
And it is an initial stage in the chieftaincy process. So for instance, the things that we hold are symbolic. They are not ends in themselves. Each of them has meaning. When we talk of aquaculture, for instance, aquaculture does not only mean simple, it means in its literal meaning white cloth.
Of course.
But in an animal, aquaculture goes beyond white cloth. It's a particular kind of cloth that is produced locally.
Okay.
Our ladies, from time immemorial, we plant cotton in our farms.
Okay.
They are processed to provide yarn, and we have women that know how to weave. They have local looms,
Okay.
and it is the process of producing a piece of aquaculture is so laborious that we call it ubenyapai. That is, a poor man cannot lift it up.
Right.
It is very valuable.
Oh my God.
That is the meaning of aquaculture, ubenyapai.
Okay.
It is not a cloth for. It is not a cloth for.
Or just anybody.
And the fact that our people wear it is symbolic of the way of life of our people. Our land, our area, most of our area is like red earth.
Yes.
But we cultivate this cotton and we make aquaculture as a symbol of what we aspire to be, a symbol of spiritual and material cleanliness in a man.
Wow. 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 So the aquaculture, which is the white woven cloth, is a symbol of the purity we intend to be. Even despite the fact that our soil is red. We say no, soil can be red, but we are pure. And
Now, you find that at the present time, most of our people only wear aquaculture during ceremonies, which is good, particularly during funerals, which is good, but that's not what it used to be.
So I even wanted to come to that because, like you said, it's mostly seen during funerals. That's when they wear it. It's okay. Now, what you are holding now, some of the things you're holding, what they symbolize, like this one, what is it called in anyone and what does it symbolize?
Yes. Now, in pure tradition, this is a symbol by which you exchange greetings traditionally among chiefs. So, and coming back to aquaculture, one of the problems that we have in our society today is that, unlike before, when we produce cotton, we plant cotton in our farms, process them, and produce aquaculture. I don't think you'll find so many of our women nowadays having local looms and producing aquaculture. We find that most of the things we use now are imported. We are dependent on most of the things we do. Even the food. When we talk of culture, we have the foods that are indigenous to us.
Of course.
We have food that we produce that are indigenous. When we eat the things we produce that nature has provided for us in our environment, we eat health.
Of course.
And there is one philosopher that said that it's better that our food should be our medicine.
It was, sir.
If we eat what we produce in our environment, our food will be our medicine.
It was. Seriously, because I know there is this soup they call unoku.
Correct.
They said if you're sick, you don't have appetite. Once they use that leaf called unoku to make soup for you, you will be eating as if
And a lot of our traditional people have knowledge of local herbs.
Yes.
Every traditional family has knowledge of herbs in the environment. It is not there are specialization. We have traditional healers. But every traditional family You know the hand you are going to use for this. When we go to farm and we cut yourself by mistake, cutlass, you know you leave your pick and do like this. So we are missing a lot of things.
What do you think is the cause of the diminishing of this culture?
Well, it hasn't just started.
Okay.
About 100 years ago, at the turn of the 20th century, we experienced incursion. Before 1900, because Enwani is one of the last places that the British conquered in Nigeria. And Enwani people from 1894 to 1910 fought a Kumeko war. A Kumeko war of resistance. So when the foreigners came, they came with their own culture. They came with, Christianity or the Bible on one hand and a gun on the other. They did not just come to preach. They first of all physically overpowered the people, because the people did not welcome them, and that is why they fought the Kumeko war. And in those days, we did not have a refrigerator. So when we have herbs, we put them in a pot. And they said that our pots of medicine are rubbish, that we are consuming rubbish. That is not medicine. We consume herbs, herbal remedies.
We're not sick like this then.
Most of the herbal remedies, most of the herbs that our people had in those days, I can tell you that most of them are being burnt now. We don't even know what are herbs today. But pharmacologists will tell you that a lot of the medicines that we use derive from herbs, which extract the active ingredients and try to replicate in their laboratories. So to go back to the Genesis, we were told that our ways of life were primitive. Before they came, we were not primitive. We were told that we were heathens. Before they came, we were not heathens. We were told that we didn't know God. We had concepts of God and concept of love and concept of neighborliness, and we lived in peace. In fact, one philosopher observed that our societies were so peaceful that we had no prisons. Africans had no prisons because we didn't have a lot of outlaws. And before the British came, before the present time, there was nothing like unemployment. Everybody went to the farm, or was a trader, or one thing or the other. Unemployment was unheard of. And a few people who, for one reason or the other, were not able to provide for themselves, society ensured that they were provided for. There was an integrated system of social welfare, which is not called welfare, but it is part of the culture of the people to take care of those who are unable to take care of themselves in the society. So as time went on, it happened that what we call education, learning how to read and write, turned to learning the ways of life of the foreigners, and turned to throwing away whatever we had. And that's the genesis of our problem. And it went to the extent that even some of our educated people are not helping matters. We are not telling our people that we can borrow technology, we can borrow science and technology, but we don't have to throw away our culture. This is where Nigeria, most particularly in southern parts of Nigeria, is quite different from some other parts of the world. For instance, the Japanese were also conquered by the British. And when the British arrived, they arrived with better guns. But the people refused to throw away their culture. They borrowed the science and technology and retained their culture. And you find that even now today, most of our educated people they think that in order to be English or modern, they should not speak their language to their children.
I'm telling you, that is just the annoying part.
They speak English in their own house to their own children. But I must confess, there are many cultures that don't do this. For instance, I schooled in Lagos. I spent a lot of time in Lagos working and schooling and teaching in the University of Lagos. I found that my colleagues who are from the southwest part of Nigeria are not as much guilty of this as those of us from this part of the country. Where we think that to be modern, we have to throw our culture and we have to be speaking English to our children inside our own home. So the genesis is historical.
Okay.
The genesis is historical, and it may be also be related with what some people have called in political terms neo-colonial mentality. We want to be Oyibo, which my friend, my old friend, Anikola Pokuti, criticized vehemently. How can you throw away your culture? But it's what we are guilty of, and that is part of our problem. The result is that we have no foundation. We've lost our moral and spiritual foundation. We are like what we call, we are just saying.
My God. Now that takes me back to the language. I don't know how to speak our language. We speak English. So what is your take on this language?
Let me start with the example you gave.
Okay.
About
the school.
About the school.
Okay.
As far as I know,
okay,
based on my experience in life, that is just a presentation of the fake and unrealistic image that Nigeria presents.
Well, why are we fake?
We pretend to be what we are not in various aspects of life. Let me tell you, in times past, when you say that you are a chief, it means that you have sworn to an oath to defend the community.
Yes, and it should be seen in you. Seeing you alone, we know you are a chief.
No, it goes below the attire.
Okay.
Whenever there is a conflict, the chief will come out first.
Of course.
They have defined traditional roles.
Okay.
Which chief will do that today? Which chief will come out today to say we want to defend the community? It is true that the governmental system has changed, and there is now official security agencies. But in terms, there are so many aspects of the society where chiefs are supposed to play a role. What I'm trying to say that what you witness in that school is a symbol of what is happening in Nigeria. There is nothing. Most things are fake and not genuine. You say you are an honorable member of a House of Representatives or honorable member of a House of Assembly, and you answer honorable. And when we look at your activities, there is no honor.
There is no honor.
If we have honorable members, how come that we cannot get legislation for the since military left in 1999, legislation to entrench the welfare of the people of Nigeria in the country's constitution? How come?
Everything scatter.
So what you saw there is the fake, one aspect of the fakeness of our, and that is the truth, but people don't want to say it.
It's so bad.
Well,
how can we revive? Is it possible? Is it possible, and what way can we use? What's your suggestion? Because I know there was a time.
It is possible.
I know there was a time. Okay,
let me tell you. I attended a lecture at Oxford University, and there was one. I'm not a graduate of Oxford University, but I attended a lecture in which somebody called I. He did a degree in political science. And he told us that the way of admission to the university is that they have people from Asia, Latin America, Europe, North America, Africa, and so on. So each class is like a miniature world. And at the end of the course in political science, the professor asked them to divide into groups and to say one or two or three things they thought is impossible to happen in their various parts of the world.
Great.
So, students from South Africa came and said that during the time of apartheid, to have a black man as president of South Africa is not possible within their lifetime.
Because of what?
Apartheid. Then the British students came and said that to have a woman as prime minister in Britain is not possible in their lifetime. Then those from USSR say that the fall of the Soviet Union cannot be contemplated in their lifetime. Then those from America said to have a black president in America is totally impossible given the racial divide. And so on and so forth. Before you know what was happening, Margaret Thatcher was thrown up as prime minister. Before you know what was happening, then Frederick de Klerk, recanted, and we had South African president. Before you know what was happening, Obama. Before you know what was happening, the Soviet Union broke up.
Okay.
Then, because a lot of people give up on Nigeria, but the future is eminently unpredictable. The future is eminently unpredictable. Nigeria started off on a fairly good note, and not only Africa, other countries lifted Nigeria as a potential world power. It is still possible. Let me tell you why I believe it is possible. Before Professor Dora Akunyili was thrown up providentially as Director General of NAFDA, I don't know whether he knew what was happening in NAFDA. When Dora Akunyili came, he did not start everybody. So if we have a good leader here, we're not going to drive out Nigerians. He made them to know that he was not going to compromise corruption. I think it is universally acknowledged that during a period as Director General of NAFDA,
there was a great difference.
There was a great difference. And she is one of the few Nigerian public servants that distinguish herself in terms of personal integrity and commitment to what she was appointed to do. What am I trying to say? I am trying to say that Nigeria just needs one single person at the top. It can happen by accident.
Of course.
When Professor Dora Akunyili was made, nobody knew that she had that gem.
Of course, that's right.
So I have not lost hope, even though I am extremely sad, because this is not the type of Nigeria that we expected at independence in 1960. But coming to the issue of language, which is very serious, I do not share the view of those, with all due respect to them, who say that we have to speak pidgin. People that are innovative and creative, it is not difficult, because children can learn several languages at the same time. At the earlier stage, at the formative stage. So that's my own take about language.
Wow. When we go on and on, we might not be able to finish up this night. But so far, you have actually done a great job to this topic tonight. I am impressed. Very well, very, very much impressed, because there were some histories here that you mentioned that I heard for the first time. Some names you mentioned that I knew their function when they were alive. And the way you treated this matter, you had just calmed me down, because I was boiling inside as regards this language. But there is a way forward, just like you said. There is always a solution if we are ready.
We cannot lose hope. The family is the foundation.
Family.
I want to close this. I want to make a final remark on this. By appealing to parents that any Nigerian parent that refuses or fails to speak his or her mother tongue to their children is doing that child a great deal of injustice. He is not only limiting the opportunities of that child, he is limiting the emergence of a Nigerian nation. Because Nigeria is like a rainbow. Nigeria is full of so many, our energy is in our cultures, and we are trying to kill our culture. In fact, it has come to the extent where some parents refuse to give their children indigenous names.
Yeah, so...
And even some children that are given indigenous names, they throw it away and take another name.
That reminds me.
Please, everybody, there is one Canadian. Agri of Africa. I am proud of my color.
Oh yeah.
He who is not proud of his color is not fit to live.
At all. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much, sir. I am very, very excited. I am so happy and grateful. And I hope parents out there, in fact, he stroked so many points. Number one, parents. Look at what I'm doing. Draw your ears. It is not too late. Just like the reaction of some parents when I went on social media concerning this matter. They were so sorry and they promised to start up that it's not late. It is not late. If you believe it, you can do it, you can do it. Let us start speaking our local dialect to our children and to our leaders. There is nothing possible without a good leader.
No.
A good leader with good people around him. The country, the impossibilities becomes possible.
Absolutely.
Just like the initial examples you gave, people spoke about their countries and the impossibilities. But when the right leaders emerged, those impossibilities became possible. In Nigeria, our case can be the same if we are together and if we agree. So we need leaders, we need good leaders. And this whole good leaders thing too is in our hands. A good leader cannot just come up and say,
you are right.
Leader.
You are right.
It is those
so
who
go and vote for somebody you know to be a thief.
So the power is in our hands. Seriously, if we really need good leadership, rather than complaining every day of our lives, let us do the right thing. Let us vote wisely. Let us forget. See, it's even in the Bible, there must be the poor amongst us. There is no way everybody will be rich. So let our poverty, let our situation not make us sell our birthright or sell our future, our destiny into the hands of the wrong leaders because they gave you 1,000, they gave you t-shirt, they gave you some cups of rice, temporal enjoyment. But the damages they are going to do might just take a very long time in your life. So we even die with it.
And generations.
And your generation to come. So think about it. This is the time. We have some months to tidy up our mindset, reset it, so that the forthcoming election we will behave like real Africans. We are wise. And the European people, they know that. That is why they keep on coming to collect from us, either by trick or whatever way they do it. They know what we have, they collect it. So let's try and utilize the natural gift that God has given us, which is wisdom. And let us vote the right person and also be our own government in our home by making sure we're able to govern the little community, which is your household that God has given you before you go out there, sir. Before I conclude, that reminds me, same on this program we're talking about children into cultism, into bullying and all that, which trend it was.
Let me tell you.
I told them that we are going to schools, encouraging them, speaking, mentoring them.
Let me tell you. We have a parable which says that a snake will give birth to something that is long.
Just like the snake, of course. Of course.
We have a parable. In fact, I think it's also in the Bible, in the scriptures. What you sow, you reap.
That's all.
As a sociologist, I can tell you, there is nothing that comes in culture sudden full blown, miraculously. It is generated from the society. It is all this you are seeing as generated from the society. However, everything has a genesis.
Yes.
Okay. Everything has a genesis.
Everything, of course.
that if the elites, those in high places of authority, their children are the ones that go and boast about what they can do and not to have. And if the judiciary and the security forces will put their eyes down and do what is right, although it is very difficult, but this thing will be reduced. And also parents. Do you know that some parents gather money to go and bribe for their children to write to get exams? Are you aware?
Very much aware, sir. Very much aware.
So it is not the children. The children are imitating what they are seeing.
Yeah.
And they are being encouraged by the others. It is a pity. Rotten foundation.
Contaminated. Oh my God. I don't know what to say again, but we have said it all. And the wise man will say, those who have ears, let them hear. The word is enough for the wise. Only a wise man can actually take in all these advices and put them into practice. The one that says is wise, that is not wise, is a bet that they make noise. But in this show, we don't make noise. We give you the right information, lead you to the right path, help you reconstruct your ways, reshape it for your own good. And we have actually achieved that tonight with our guest, our honorable guest in the house. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. Thank you, I'm grateful.
And we hope, just like we hoped the other time, that we will have you, and here we have you. We also hope, again, Oliver Twist, we are asking for more, that whenever we need you, that you make yourself available, just like you did tonight.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
The Boldest.
Welcome back to our favorite show, the Boldest TV show. That was very educating, I must say. It's very, very educating. Everything discussed there was perfectly powerful. They were striking, they were precise, and they were worth knowing. Even when you feel you know them before, from the passion of the persons that spoke, we know that it is important. So we can pick it from there. Some people, from their reactions in my blog, in my Facebook, they were like, oh, they feel the pain. But the guess is not too late. Of course, it is not too late. We can start teaching these children how to speak our languages, how to, even if the country, the situation of the country, or the politics in the country, or policies in the country will not permit you to represent your culture by dressing the way you're supposed to dress to work, because we are being colonized and we want to remain under the English people. So they compelled us to start wearing all this English wear. Nobody compare me. Why I'm not wearing one of these cultural attires is because I don't want to be partial. If I wear Delta, I am a Deltan, I'm married to Igbo. So which one I won't wear? Make a mix up. So if I wear a Edo costume, Igbo will say, I'm being partial. If I wear Igbo, also we say, so I decided to be neutral. Not that I have them, but which one I won't wear? How I want to take mixer. Oh, what I would have done was to mix it, coat of many colors. So one big gown, Edo costume here, Delta costume here, Igbo costume here, outside Yoruba, so that you know that I'm balanced in my judgment. All right, that is just by the way, but seriously, I will urge us to take home those important informations that we got during the interview. And parents, it is not late for us to start teaching these children our way of life, teaching these children how to be identified. You will say, my children will travel, they will not go to university in Nigeria. After their secondary school, I'm going to fly them out. They are going to get good education outside the country. Now, when they get there, what would they use to identify themselves? Simple: culture. You mustn't really wear your costume. Maybe the way you speak, something about you will actually show who you are and where you are coming from. That makes you a person. For crying out loud, how can you be a person without an identity? We need an identity. And that is why the Boldest TV show deemed it fit that apart from this debate on if we can take Pidgin English as our official language, we are now seeing some of the importance of having an identity, and language is one of it. And now food, dress code, everything is part of your identity. You must have a complete identity. Oh yes, and that is it on the culture. And now let's move to the entertainment segment, where we play, we smile, and we dance more. So if you did have the opportunity to dance during the cultural display, oh yeah, now let's go there. And that is where we dance into the celebrations of our loved ones and our friends. Please join me on the entertainment train.
Here we go. I have come to give you worship. I have come to give you thanks. I have come to give you praises. I have come to lift my hands, oh Papa. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Only you deserve my worship. Only you deserve my praise. Your name I will exalt, oh. Your banner will I raise, oh Papa. Oh yeah, oh. Said I'm thanking you for life, Lord. Thanking you for peace of mind. Thanking you for mercy.
All right, welcome back. I am still here, your babe Esther BSA, aka Esther Shine. Oh yes, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and most importantly, I hope you have taken something this evening. This evening, something you will dream of. When you sleep over it, you dream of it, you reflect it, you contemplate it, and you decide on it. It is one way to make our country move forward. It is one way to develop yourself and your society ahead. And until next program, same time, same station, I want you to continue to follow us on our social media platform. I'm beginning to enjoy that platform because I'm getting feedback, and I will keep on begging you, please send me your feedbacks. They help me to know the next step to take. Send me your feedback on this particular discussion that we just had tonight. Tell me how you feel, give me your suggestion and your criticism. So yes, very important part, the criticisms. Facebook, The Boldest TV Show. On our Instagram, The Boldest TV Show 2. The Boldest TV Show number 2. On our YouTube, that is where we pay total attention. The Boldest TV Show number 1. Oh yes. Go there, watch our programs. If you did not see the one we talked about, the Pidgin English, just go to the Boldest TV Show 1 on YouTube, search for it. You're going to see the Pidgin English and all editions that you missed. And if you need us to advertise your goods and services, which is the cocoa of the cocoa, according to my father, Pastor Tony Kennedy, yes, this is where you can sell your product. This is where we sell it well, we sell it raw. Dial our number, we will be there to get everything necessary to make sure that we package your business and sell it very, very well. We are not just selling for selling sake. And if you want to sponsor this program, I beg, this program needs sponsorship. Oh yes, we have a lot to cover, but because we don't have sponsors, we are kind of limited. So please, we need you to sponsor this program, and by way of sponsorship, you're not offering anything for free. It is still do me, I do you, man go smile. So when you sponsor us, we give you something in return, and that is publicity. We don't have gold, we don't have silver, but we have publicity to give to you. If you have any need for the publicity of what you do in the society, you are doing good, you're a philanthropist, or you have a skill that you feel that will impart lives, but nobody is seeing you and you want to be seen, just dial my number or send me a text or any chat with me on our social media platforms, and I'll be there to answer you and know exactly how we can work together. And my phone numbers are 070-655-00750 or 080-354-82473. Dial these numbers and you will see me. Now me go answer you. When I answer, they answer you. They appear. Bang, bang, bang. All right. Until next Sunday, I want to say, please make sure you represent us well. Gone are those days where they will see Nigerians say, hey, avoid Nigeria and see them. Let these people long to come to Nigeria. Let them love our culture. Let them just have no choice than to love us because of our culture. And until then, we stick together as one and we will improve. I love you so much. I love you. Please stay safe, and I wish you a very peaceful and lovely night rest. Ciao. Bye-bye.